Now, the rest of the story.
Alright, welcome back to another cell phone video. My GoPro took a hit, and I gotta take a closer look at it to see what all I gotta do to get it up and running again. I don't have a four-wheeler, which I'm kind of irritated about. It's my fault that I don't have any. I use the four-wheelers as a mode of transportation, and by doing so I kind of stranded myself because they're both up at the farm, at the home farm. But I just walked down across the pasture, checking the cows that are immediately right here. I got one that looks like she's doing better than what she was. If you guys can see her, she's one of mine. She's got a sore foot, and luckily enough, she's pretty quiet on top of it, so that probably helped me out. But I opened up the barnyard here and just let her in. There's plenty of grass in here because I actually locked the cows out. They like to loiter around this barn here if you let them. I got a couple gates I gotta move around up above and actually close off around the feed bunk up by the silo, and then I'll actually get this open back up again, let them in here. The grass is still growing, but it's definitely slowing down. The grass in my yard is probably about 8 inches tall on average across the whole thing. It's actually getting to the point maybe I could actually go and try cutting it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know yet. My driveway was washed out pretty bad. That's a ongoing thing. I think my driveway hasn't been washed or hasn't had ditches in it for maybe 2 weeks total this year. No amount of gravel, asphalt, or concrete is really going to stop it. The amount of water we're having go down through here is quite substantial. So because I don't have a four-wheeler, just kind of moseying around, walking around the buildings here, and I did get some of the cows' attention. They're really not that far away. I just kind of walked up the hill and checked them, and somebody actually emailed me asking me to show more of the cows, and I could. You probably will. You'll see more of them eventually here. It's just that the cattle right now are very low maintenance. I mean, as long as they got grass to eat and they're in the pastures, they're in the fences, they're good. They're self-sufficient. Because we haven't had a frost yet, the grass is still growing, albeit not super fast. But we go through and we get my place harvested off because I'm done at my place. Once we get the crops off down here, I'm going to be opening up the field gates for the pasture, and I'm going to be letting the cows out into the field. Yes, we do let the cows graze the crops. My place, there's plenty of feed for them to munch on until we get the first real good snow. But it doesn't really slow me down for doing tillage. If I can get tillage done this fall yet, I will. But I'm not really sure where we stand right now. I bought a hammer strap kit for the 4640. That's going to be coming. That's probably going to be an interesting video if we actually play it out. By now, I'm sure you guys are probably pretty well aware of the fact that the 82 is stuck on grain moving duty, but the 4640 probably won't get used a whole lot for moving grain. At least that's our initial assumptions. So what I got in my mind, because we've never tried it, because we don't have the hammer strap on the 46, I'm going to go ahead and make the attempt at pulling that VT with the 4640. Everybody gives me a big question mark when I ask what they think, if it'll pull it or not. That tractor is putting out approximately the same amount of horsepower as the 8235R. Only problem is it doesn't have the weight, and it doesn't have the mechanical front wheel drive. I know I'll probably be using the brakes a lot to try to assist turning, but the mechanical front wheel drive a rule of thumb I always heard, like on the 76 and even the 82, is that it's generally about 25 horsepower. It adds to the tractor as opposed to that same tractor only being a two-wheel drive. And I can really see that. I've done it with the 76 and the 82 both when we're using them for heavy draft situations. And if you can feel the tractors kind of lugging, or the rear tires are really starting to grab, trying to get traction. And if you engage the front wheel assist or the mechanical front wheel drive, you can really feel how much more traction that puts onto the ground. And honestly, I'm a big question mark myself. I don't know if that 46 will pull that VT. I'm leaning towards it probably will on the level-ish ground. I'm not going to be making any land speed records. I mean, ideally you're supposed to go, was it 6 to 10 miles an hour with that thing? My thought process is that in the fall, going over corn stalks, all you're really looking to do is going in the ground just the length of those teeth that are on those blades. You're really not trying to go in like several inches. So I mean, if I'm only trying to go in so far, there's more blades than on my 630 disc. That's true. Plus that rolling basket does add more weight to pull. As long as I can go through and knock the stalks over, throw a little bit of dirt on them, and do a adequate job. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I'm not naive enough to think that it's going to be just completely outdo the 8235. But what I'm really looking for it to do is it allows us to do tillage if we're not able to harvest, or it's going to allow me to go do something if the elevator isn't taking grain, or if we're full up on our bins, or if we have time even to go out and try to work something up until midnight or something. I just really like having tillage done, as much work done in the fall as we can, because much like this year, like this spring of 2019, nothing is guaranteed, and planting literally was here and gone in a blink of an eye. We planted 95+% of our corn in 4.5 days in the last 60 acres or so. And 5 days later, our last planting date for corn was May 23rd. We started May 3rd with soybeans. So we didn't start corn until the 16th, I want to say. We were just looking at the numbers here today. As far as what the crops look like, it's getting too dark now. I know you guys won't be able to see the plants. Positive. I think we're definitely average, if not above average. We're not trying to get our hopes up. I'm gonna start heading towards the house because it's only like 48 degrees out right now and I'm getting cold. I'm not getting my hopes up with the crops until I have the scale tickets in my hand, because the crop could be there. We could have a really nice yielding crop. A lot of things can happen between now and then that could affect yield, and I'm not willing to bring up any of them. So that's not me being negative. That's just me trying to avoid being overly positive. I'm feeling pretty good on all of our crops. The only thing that I would feel a little bit better on would be hay. As far as the hay goes, yeah, I have a whole 5 cows I gotta feed this winter that I gotta produce hay for. I'm planning on buying something, some heifers, some cows, something of my own this year or this fall yet. There's also a all red hided red Angus bull, heifer, and cow sale April 5th of next year, and I can tell you right now, probably won't be filming there, but it's on a Sunday, And honestly, I may go to it just to go to it. You might find a random gem here or there, a good buy. So I definitely would like having some cattle around. I haven't been watching the cattle market. Oh, and somebody just texted me, and I've been told that the cattle market's kind of low right now. That's good for me because I'm in a buying position. If I was trying to sell it, it goes the other way. But if I could find something this fall, 5, 10, I think 10's probably gonna be the cap. But if I can get more and cash flow it, I will. So I gotta go for tonight. I'm really hoping things are gonna start picking up here. They're calling for, I'm not even gonna talk about weather right now. So until tomorrow night or until next time, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.